Hello everybody, my name is Yuriy and I'm CTO and co-founder of company Acupatica. Today I'm going to show how to achieve following functionality in Acumatica. We have sales order 6668, which is opened in Chrome, and the same opened in Firefox. Take note what happens. I clean 3 characters, click on save. I get notification here in Firefox that such sales order was modified. Now I go to, by the way, you see, now I go to Chrome and I have notification that this sales order was modified. Why you may need such kind of functionality? You may need this for situation when you have multiple users editing the same entity and you want to synchronize their efforts a bit better, because Acumatica uses optimistic concurrency. It means that if 2 users work on the same sales order, they first one will be the winner. So if first user will click on save, his data will be the first. And second user will get error message, other process has updated. So the way to kind of preserve second user from doing the same work, you can use this functionality. The way how it may be achieved, I have written an article on my blog which says about SignalR and JavaScript in Acumatica, how to use it. Here I describe the same scenario, and first of all want to mention that it will be necessary to use HubSpot proxy class. This is not a new feature in C# as you see in .NET Framework. It is available from .NET Framework 4.8. As of now, Acumatica is based on .NET Framework 4.8. If you go to web config, for example, and you look for framework, you will see that Acumatica uses 4.8 target framework. Anyway, let me describe a bit how to achieve that functionality, and let me start from C# part of it. As you can see here, we have references for autofuck, for ASP.NET.SignalR.core and C#. I want to highlight that I reference them not from NuGet, but I'm referencing them from specific Acumatica instance. Why it is needed to do so? Because Acumatica may be built with using specific version of SignalR, specific version of ASP.NET, and if you take it from NuGet, you may have issues with version compatibility. So make sure that you make reference from specific instance and specific version. Next, I created interface ISalesOrderNotify, which basically describes what kind of notification I want to make. Like I'm accepting reference number and return string. Next step would be implementation of that interface. But what kind of notification is necessary? I need to make some kind of plumbing between SignalR and, let's say, client or browser. It is achieved through specific class of Microsoft.NET. Name of this class is Hub, and we say this class implements this interface, and here is kind of proxy. So basically I can say Microsoft kind of uses similar approach to what Acumatica uses. And here we have following we have async task string, notify, reference number. Here what we have inside, we have clients. We say that clients, others, and we call this method order was changed. Want to mention again, like this order was changed. This is the same here as we have order was changed. So this is binding between our C# classes implementation and SignalR hub. Next step is like we have binding between C# and JavaScript. Now we need to tell to Acumatica that, hey Acumatica, we have some kind of binding. In order to notify Acumatica about that, following code may be used. We say service registration module. By the way, this is AutoFuck module. Yeah. Here you register type SO order hub. You say it is externally owned. Like this is nothing special. And now you need to make additional bounding, but at graph level. Here you say to Acumatica, please connect SignalR connections manager with my code like this. Here at initialize we creating hub context, and then we using hub context add persist method. So basically each time when user clicks on save button, this code will be executed. So this is binding at C# level, but that is not complete picture. Let me continue. Here at aspx.cs we mentioning again to Acumatica, here this is JavaScript which we are going to use. Here is SignalR version which we are going to use. This is, by the way, Acumatica usage of SignalR, yeah. And here we're mentioning please also reference this folder. And then at JavaScript level we have following. We getting hub proxy, specific one which we want to get, and each time when connection is set between hub proxy and SignalR, we basically log in like connection was made, and then we subscribe this hub proxy. Each time when order was changed is executed at C# level, we want to find some specific value. If value is equal to reference number which we received, alert this notification. Now let me demonstrate how it works, but from the debugger standpoint. I'm going to reload this page. I have a couple of breakpoints in Visual Studio, and you see here what happens. On initialize, which is executed in each instance, we initialize in hub context. We get it through global host connection manager, and I click on continue right now. Then I want to demonstrate what happens when we click on save. I click on save. We have again initialize executed. Then we have persist executed, and this message will notify browsers that something happened. So here we have in Firefox message, and we have message also in Chrome. I also want to highlight important detail. Here we have service registration. You see breakpoint is active, but it wasn't executed. Why? Because this particular method is executed only if we have starting of the application pool. In our case, name of application pool is SignalR, and for me personally, convenient way to stop and start thread pool is basically click on stop of the website. I prefer all or nothing, and then start. Once I do that, I go here, click on refresh, quickly jump to Visual Studio and click debug, reattach to process. If I will be quick enough, we will have load method executed. So this way is kind of, I would say, if you are quick, I was quick enough, but let's say if I don't want the play to be quick enough, what I will do, I would do following: system, diagnostics, debugger, break. This is a bit kind of emergency stuff to trigger debugger execution. Feel free to do second way, but sometime if I want to debug some part, this is what I do if I'm not quick enough.